Hello, hello, hello. I have not been on camera, well, this type of camera, in a really long time. So you are actually getting me from our new house. Lord, it's been a hot minute. Anyways, let me adjust this. First time filming, you never know what you're gonna get, do you? Anywho, so welcome back. If anybody is left, my name is Laura. This is Confident Notions. And for those of you who follow this channel, it's been a hot minute since I have been on here. So as you all know, we moved from North Carolina to Massachusetts, and I got some stories for you. Let's put it that way. So before I get started, so obviously here we are here in the new house. I think I'm probably going to do a house tour for you after I decorate for Christmas. I think that would probably be a little bit easier and make a little more sense. So let's sit down, get into this. So hopefully you got yourselves a cup of coffee or wine or something, because Lord knows that I've needed wine throughout this whole story. So we'll go get right into this. So a little story time about the move. So we closed on our house in North Carolina. I think it was like August 19th-ish, something like that. And we did not close on this house here in Massachusetts until September 13th. So September 13th was our close date. So I think the last time I posted a video, it was like right around Labor Day, I think. So right around Labor Day, I think I had done a walkout tour with the promises of more to come. So we'll just get into this. So we were staying so we left North Carolina and we went and we stayed at my mother-in-law's and my sister-in-law's for 2 weeks. So we were up in Western New York for 2 weeks, and all of that. The movers had come on that Saturday before we left. So the Saturday before we closed on the house, the movers came, moved out all of our stuff. We basically had like all that we could fit within our 2 cars. So that's what we had. So living out of cars for like about a month. So we went to Western New York and we were there. It was lovely. It was great. And then my husband had to be in person at work in Massachusetts on September 7th-ish. No, 1st of September-ish. So we came out here and it was kind of a combination of like hotel and staying in, there are some folks, it's like some board members at the church that he works at, that they let us stay in their like apartment in the basement of their house. So again, very kind and nice, but we stayed a lot in some hotels during that period of time. So then we came here to the house and we closed on September 13th, which was a Monday, but then the movers weren't coming until that Saturday. So we came in, we were able to get in here, and then we had the painters come through. So that Monday, we closed in the morning. So we did the initial walkthrough, and then the painters came either that night or they came on Tuesday. And I'll take you through like the walkway. And I do have like the old house. I'll post this, so I'll post this video, and then I have another video where I do like an empty house walkthrough, and I'll show you. And then you can see the difference when I do like the Christmas tour and all of that. So we had the painters come through, and it took them a while. So we painted basically this entire downstairs. So all things downstairs was completely painted, redone and everything. Excuse me. Not that was the start of issues that we kind of ran into. The painters were lovely. They were great. They did a fantastic job. But they ran into some issues, which partially stems from this. So how am I going to say this nicely? I'm going to say this nicely. When you purchase a house, the expectation is that it should be broom swept for the next owners. we did it a little differently. We had our cleaners come through and they did a move out cleaning at our old house, right? And so we don't expect everybody to do like a move out cleaning, but we do expect it might be a little clean. This house was not clean. Like, this house was filthy, like absolutely filthy. It was nasty. It was real nasty. So like when we came in on like day one, I went to use the microwave and the inside of the microwave was absolutely like caked with old food. And we'd said something, like we met the former owners, like they were still there. So like we came to do our move out. We came to do the walkthrough like that Monday morning, and they were still like moving stuff out. They had, and we talked to them, they're like, oh, we're finishing cleaning, we're getting the last of it out of here, blah, 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 blah. I think they just room swept, but like the bathrooms were nasty. Like the floors of the bathrooms were absolutely like atrocious. The tubs were nasty. The front of the cabinets were disgusting, like just covered with like grease and muck. The stove had never been cleaned. Like literally, like the top of the stove was like caked with like circle dirt, and the inside of the stove was like absolutely like caked with filth. My husband did the he ran like the cleaning cycle on the stove, and it was just like piles of ash in the bottom of the stove. Gross. The painters came through and they actually took them a little bit longer than anticipated, because there were some rooms, like this room here, believe it or not, it's like this room, I just had it painted white, and I have a green accent wall over there, but I just had this is my office, I just had it painted white. It took them 5 coats of paint to cover up, and it wasn't anything, it was like gray in here, but they said it was like so much like dirt like on the walls that it took that many coats of paint to cover it up. Nasty. So I'll go through the mover story, which is a whole separate issue. But we had cleaners come through to do a deep cleaning of this house. It took 2 women 9.5 hours to do a deep clean. Yes, 9.5 hours to deep clean this house. And I was like, and I felt, but like, I was just like, they're like, we know it wasn't you. We're like, we're really sorry. But like, we are so sorry that the house is like this nasty, that it took you 9.5 hours to clean it. They brought what I can only describe as like a steam sandblaster to like steam out and like sandblast the grout in the tile floors, like upstairs in the bathrooms. If I can see, let me point you down here. So these are, this Godiva scratcher. So these are like really nice, like wide plank hardwood floors, but you see these seams in here? All of these had like nasty in them. They had to like sandblast all of these cracks. I like my new rug too. I like the rug. So anyways, just filthy. Just absolutely filthy. So that is clean now, and that is great. And I'm not saying like it's been an ordeal. Let's put it that way. Like this has been just an ordeal, and we are grateful and we are happy and we're here and all of that stuff. But let me tell you about the movers. So the movers were set to come on Saturday morning. I think it was like Saturday the 19th of September. And so they were leaving from Durham, North Carolina, and they were driving up here to Southern Massachusetts. And they were supposed to get in at like noon. They didn't leave. And so, because we had asked them, like, what are you leaving? And they're like, oh, we're going to leave in the middle of the night. We're going to drive straight through. They didn't leave until 8 in the morning. And we're like, have you all lost your minds? They're like, oh, we were running late. So they didn't leave until 8 in the morning. On the day they were supposed to deliver at noon. Just FYI, if you aren't aware, it is not 4 hours from North Carolina to Massachusetts. It's like 12, 13, 14. It's a long way. So they didn't leave on time. So we completely wasted that entire day Saturday because they just didn't get there. They ended up not getting into town until midnight. No. I'm sorry, they didn't. They stopped in Connecticut at like 12, and then they didn't get to our house until Sunday at 10. So part of the thing is when we were moving, they had estimated like we're going to need 1 truck. And we actually needed 2 trucks. So we had 2 trucks of our stuff that were driving up from North Carolina to Massachusetts. So they get in Sunday morning with 1 truck. And we're like, hey, where's your other truck? And they said, oh, well, we just left it nearby because we didn't want to like block your residential street. We're like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. They start to unload it. They're going through, they're bringing stuff in. And then about 2 hours into it, after they asked us to pay, they revealed to us the reason why the second truck wasn't there was because they got it stuck under a bridge in Connecticut. Y'all, I kid you not. They got our second truck stuck under a bridge in Connecticut. And they showed us the pictures of it. It literally looked like a can of sardines had been peeled off the top of it. So you might be wondering, what was destroyed? Lots of stuff was destroyed. Lots of stuff was destroyed, which is delightful. And so so what they had to do was they had to unload that truck, then they had to drive it back to Connecticut, reload our stuff into the second truck, and then drive it back here. So they caught in Monday with all of our broken stuff. Yeah, so on that truck, the things that were, so on that second truck, one of the things that was on there was my Peloton. I was like, I swear, so help me Jesus, if you all, my Peloton, you're up. And like, I was ready to like, I was ready. So let's talk about the laundry list of things that, and I'm not gonna include a picture yet because we're still in negotiation with them. They owe us a check that is supposed to come by December 1st. If it doesn't come by December 1st, then we're going to need to take some legal action to, anyways, we'll just leave it at that. But believe you me, we will be sharing some of this. So they get the truck stuck under a bridge. The things that were absolutely destroyed, they completely destroyed our dining room table and chairs. All of those were destroyed. The kitchen table and chairs were also destroyed. Just like literally like matchsticks, like just in pieces. Morgan's play kitchen was destroyed. The refrigerator was destroyed. Well, this refrigerator had like some really big dents in it. And we're like, no, you've got to take this back. Side note, odd thing about Massachusetts is people just leave their fridges. So we have a fridge, which was good. We didn't have to go out and buy a new one immediately. 2 curio cabinets were destroyed. What else? An end table, like a living room end table. The sectional couches were dirty. Like they just had like schmutz on them. So my standing desk, so right there, that's my standing desk, my Peloton. Anyways, so my standing desk, they just didn't wrap it at all, and they put totes on top of it. And it's like a bamboo desktop, and it was just completely gouged, like just huge gouges all across the top of it. It was just like literally like gross negligence. And they were like, well, we need to take this back with us. I'm like, the F you are taking this back. I'm like, I work from home part of the time. I mean, I've been to the office since then, but it was pretty cool. But anyways, I'm like, the F you are, like, you need to replace this. So I had to get a new desktop from Uplift Desk. I think I told you all this story before. So at my company, we have like an $800 wellness credit that we get every year that we can utilize to purchase things like a Peloton, or you can use it to outfit your home office. And when I tell you that I spent every penny of that $800 on that standing desk and it was one of the best things I did, 100% amazing. Thumbs up on the Uplift Desk. Anyways, so that was destroyed. Just a ton of other stuff. And like the movers told us, they're like, yeah, we had to go up through New York. Like we had to pay the toll on the George Washington Bridge. I'm like, why in God's name are you on the George Washington Bridge? Like the George Washington Bridge connects like Jersey to Manhattan. Like there is no reason why you should be taking 2 giant ass moving trucks into Manhattan. So basically what they did was they didn't set their GPS to be like the business route to avoid like, residential roads, which is why they got stuck under a bridge in Connecticut. Anywho, So to say that it's been a little dramatic since then is kind of an understatement. So, and obviously, like we're thankful and grateful that we, were able to. We didn't have to rely on their settlement to kind of take care of some of the things that we needed to take care of. So we did go out, we bought a new dining room table. Kind of the way that this house is set up, it just made sense. It made sense to have a dining room table versus a dining room table and a kitchen table. So totally fine. I got a new dining room table, bought a new curio cabinet, got the new desk, the new uplift desk there. We had to get about a new end table. What else did I have to buy? Those the big ones. We are gonna wait until we get their settlement check to get a new fridge. What else did we have to buy from them? I think those were the big things that we ended up having to buy like right away. And just like overall, they just did a shit job. Like they did a legitimately shitty job. So we shall see. Hopefully they will make good on their offer. They did, and they tried to lowball us a couple of times. Like the thing that they're like, we have to take all of your stuff back, and then we'll have the, so what they did is like all the broken stuff and all the sticks and twigs, they took back with them to North Carolina to have their insurance person assess it. And they tried to lowball us, and they're like, well, a lot of this stuff doesn't have any value and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, no, BS. There's things that you need to replace for us, like just plain straight up. So we are hopeful that they will make good on the last offer that we made and that we don't have to take them to court. But I will tell you something. I think I mentioned this before, but like fun fact about me, one of my bucket list items is to be on the people's court in the audience. But let me tell you, if by some stretch of the imagination it works out that we have to take them to like small claims court, Judge Marilyn Milian is gonna be my gal. But anyways, so yeah, it's been a little bit dramatic. So I think things have finally started to settle down a little bit. We've got most of the house put together. There's definitely still some things that we need to buy. And when I do the walkthrough, I'll show you all, because like there's just some things that are kind of gross that we need to like make some adjustments to. One of the things is, so this here is my office. I think it used to be like a sitting room or like a formal living room, and I don't have doors. So like there's this big archway over here and like one over there, and it's been kind of awkward because like I feel like I can't film without privacy, and I'm just like talking to space. So I've got doors. We're gonna get doors soon. Beginning of the year, we've got to do like a countertop remodel in the kitchen because the countertop is gross. But other than that, so like now that the drama of the move has passed, now we can kind of settle in to get used to like living here and like on of all that good stuff. So yeah, that is my move update. So long story short, this house was dirty as hell and the movers broke half our shit. So good times. Again, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. I just wanted to tell you all the story about where I've been and kind of what's been going on. So I'm going to now go film a Dollar Tree video because you see I've got some wrapping paper right there to take care of. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe and warm and healthy because I am cold here all the time. So yes, I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you all soon. Bye.